Hi. Let me turn that off. So, I was inspired today by a young lady who is about to start an officialship, and I figured I would give everybody like the lowdown on what the difference is between an officialship and being a freelancer, the pros and cons of each. So, I am a freelance court reporter. I've been a freelance court reporter my entire career, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it. I never plan on being an official, and obviously I never have. I've worked in court before. Um, like Miami is different, so we don't really have officialships like other places do. So I still go to court, but it's only for as an attorney calls me to go to court, or also here in criminal court, there are agencies that they have basically contracts with the court system, and so they actually put in freelancers there. But usually those freelancers, they tend to stay, and they're always there, but they're not officials. So the difference between that is officials are actually employees of the government or of the courthouse, and as an employee, they receive benefits. So that's like the really big thing. They receive benefits like their insurance and paid time off. And another thing is, when you're an official, the officialship is very stable. It's very reliable. You go to the same place every single day, or Monday through Friday, and you work with the same people. So you have more of a feeling of like, I'm working, I'm with people, like, the people that you work with. It's always going to be in the same location. You can change judges from time to time, but it's always going to be like at that same courthouse. And another thing that makes it stable is your salary. You know exactly how much you're going to get paid, and I believe it could be like you have a base salary, and then on top of that you have a transcription salary. So for whatever transcripts you're producing. So that's really good. And depending on where you are, there's very high starting rates. I've heard of people in New York making $100,000 and up their first year as an official. Another thing that you can get is, you're always going to know what your days off are going to be. And another thing is certification. So every place is different. So when you apply, you'll know what they require. But from what I've seen, you get your base salary increases as when you have more and more certifications. And I do realize that most judges now, they want real-time court reporters. So not to say that you need the real-time certification, but one thing about officialships is that it's a highly coveted position. And usually people, when they get that job, they stay there, because there's the benefits, and like, I know one thing, like, kind of side note, when I was younger, when I was just like done with court reporting school, my mom told me to get an officialship. She's like, okay, that means by the time you're 40, you can retire. And then I could still, it doesn't mean that I have to retire. I could actually freelance. I know some freelancers don't like it, but there are people who retire from officialship. They're getting their pension, but they are still working as a freelancer. So that's making a lot of money. So, but for me, I just can't do it. I can't be working 9 to 5. I just can't. I've never had a job, like I've never had a 9 to 5. I mean, I've been doing court reporting since 18, but full time since 20. And I mean, it's just all I know. I just don't think I could ever work like in the same place every single day. I think it'd drive me crazy. And so that's why I love being a freelancer. I feel like freelance is like freedom, and you have the freedom to just do whatever you want to do. Meaning, if you don't feel like working tomorrow, you don't have to work tomorrow. If you want to take the whole next month off because you just want to, then you can. If you, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can't work because you have to take your daughter to ballet, then you say, I'm out of here by 2, and it is what it is. So you really, really have that freedom. The downside of that is that you don't get the benefits. So if you don't work, you don't get paid. Another thing is, as a freelancer, you can actually moonlight as a captioner. So that freedom allows you, because of your time, you can do other things with your time. So you can do like do cart, and you could also do captioning services. Another thing is usually as a freelancer, you work for an agency. And with the agency, even though you're not an employee, there's still like office politics. Like just honestly, like you're going to have to find a good agency that you like and that they like you. Because you might like them, but if they don't like you, you're not getting any work, okay? Like, or they'll give you enough work to keep you around because they still need a body. But it doesn't mean that they're going to treat you good, okay? Then but let's say you decide as a freelancer that you don't want to work for an agency, or you want to freelance, like truly freelance with agencies. That means you can work with 4, 5, 6 agencies. There's a court reporter in Miami that I know, and she really like works for like 12 agencies. She just basically whoever calls her first with the best quality of work. And it really does work for her. I freelance with probably like 5 agencies, 6 agencies. And some agencies do not like that, even though as a freelancer, you are an independent contractor, and they really shouldn't do that. You should be able to work for whoever you want. But what the problem with freelancing is, unlike officialship, it's not stable. Meaning, I might get a call right now, it's 4:22, to say, hey, can you cover something tomorrow on Saturday? Because whatever reason. So it's like, of course, I have the option of saying yes or no. But if I had already made a prior commitment, it just makes it a little messy when you're freelancing with multiple firms. But when you're a quality court reporter, you can set the rules. Meaning, you can tell them, I like to have my jobs ahead of time. I like to have my jobs 3 days in advance. Mind you, these jobs can cancel, and you always run that risk when you block out your schedule. But there are certain things that you could put in place. Another thing as a freelancer is you can select the kind of work that you want. So meaning as a freelancer, there's just so many types of jobs that you can do. You can do depositions, you can do examination under oath, you can do prenuptial agreements. There's a bunch of different types of proceedings that you can partake in. There are also government meetings or any type of organizational meeting, you can be there. Doctor depositions, expert witness depositions. So what you can do is my thing is I don't like working with interpreters. I don't like working with interpreters because I think it's just too slow, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. I like the hard stuff. So I say I don't take any interpreter depos, I don't take any examination under oath, I don't do any car accidents. I need the most challenging stuff, or else I'm just gonna get really, really bored. On the other hand, there are other court reporters who say, I want the EUOs or I want the interpreters. And they may have their reasons. There's another thing called certificates of non-appearance. That means when somebody's less likely to show. You can say, I don't want any CNAs, or hey, I want a bunch of CNAs. And that's when you tell your agency, like, this is the kind of work that I want. So you have that freedom. The next thing is you also have the freedom, because we live in America, or if you guys live in America, that you can have your own agency and you can start looking for your own clients. And that's my primary bread and butter. And so that's really more of a business side, and that's really less stable than working for an agency or being an official, but it definitely is more rewarding. I love being able to go to a deposition and knowing that this person hired me directly. Like, they called me on my cell phone and said, hey, Katiana, can you please cover this depot? The downside about that part is some of these people take forever to pay. So you may be waiting 6, 7, 8 months to get payment, and it really shouldn't be like that. But when you have an officialship, you never have to worry about that. You know you're getting paid every 2 weeks or every week, whatever it's set up. Agencies, you will tell them, like, they will tell you what their pay rate is, and everything is negotiable, okay? So they'll tell you we pay in 30 days, or we pay copy sales when copies are paid, which I hate that because I don't trust those people. But some agencies, that's how they do it. Next thing is when you're a freelancer, or if you have your own business, there are slow periods. So usually we know in Miami it's very slow during the summer because it's so hot. We know also it tends to be slow around Christmas time, tends to be slow the week of Thanksgiving. And so when it's slow, again, if you don't work, you don't get paid. So there are weeks that you may only work 1 day a week. And so that's kind of hard. And that's where the feast or famine comes into play. And then that's why it's very important as a freelancer that you save up your money. And another thing is when you have your own clients, you get paid. When you do get paid, you get paid a lot more. Like so much more. It's like ridiculous how much more you get paid. The reason you get paid so much is because you're not sharing your cut with the agency. And when I'm telling you get paid so much more. Like, it's really good to work with an agency, and it's not easy to just go out there and get clients and stuff. But when you do, it really does. It is rewarding financially, because let's say normally the page rate is $4 a page, but then your agency takes about $1.75. And let's say it's 100 pages. That's $175 more. And now let's say your appearance was $100, but your agency takes $40 or $30. Now that's an extra $30, so that's an extra $200 for yourself. Now you get paid for your copy sales, and you also get paid for your production and your shipping and whatever else you decide to charge. So that's one reason why when you actually have your own clients, it's like, okay, so I can use myself as an example. When I have my own client, like, one job is better than working with one of those big box agencies for the entire week. Like, seriously, like without trying to get too much into it, I had a depot it was actually with an interpreter, and it lasted less than probably an hour and 15 minutes, and I got to bill and I got paid over $500. And I was like, I could have been doing like 7 or 8 hearings with one of these agencies, and then it would take me that long to get that much if they were new rights or non-rights. So the other thing about freelancing is that it's exciting. That's what I think. Freelancing is exciting because you get to see new people every single day, even though you can wear the same outfit every single day, because nobody will know, because you're always at a different place. And the content is always different. Like, you're working on it's not like when you're an officialship and you're only doing criminal work. So there's just a lot more variety. So I think that's it. I don't know much about captioning, but that's not really a court reporting thing anyway. But captioning, I've done that just as offline captioning for Microsoft. So that's not really the extent of my thing. I've wanted to do captioning, but again, that requires a commitment. Those places, they want you to be an employee. And quite frankly, I'm just unemployable. So I know I probably would get fired if I tried, because I'd probably just want to call in sick on Tuesday. So anyway, I hope this helps make your decision. Either way, some people love officialships and some people hate freelancing. One other thing is that being a freelancer, it also depends on where you live. So if you live in a metropolitan area and you can just walk to work, then you're probably going to do pretty good as a freelancer. Whereas if you live in a smaller town, or let's say maybe you don't even like to drive or something, an officialship would definitely be better. So, and I think also you can have to consider your age and the reason, like the benefits. Like, some people, it's very important for them to have health insurance. There are other people that are freelancers, including myself, that will just get health care outside of America. What they call tourism, medical tourism. So I know some people will just get their teeth done somewhere else, so they don't have a dentist over here. So I don't feel like I need health insurance. So that's why that benefit does not really appeal to me. The retirement benefits don't really appeal to me, but for other people they do. So if you're like 35 years old and you have 2 kids and you're starting to work, then yeah, I think probably officialship is better. But if you have newborns or young kids under 5, you may want to freelance so that you could spend more time with your children. I really don't know. I don't have kids, but I hope I've given you enough information to at least give you a better idea of where you would like to be once you start working, or if you're thinking about transitioning into either officialship or freelancing. The other thing is captioning, which, little side note, I'm just kind of like wondering, since nobody like watches television anymore. Like, people watch Netflix and stuff, but that's all, like, when those subtitles, it's not live. So it's like, offline captioning. So that means any typist can do it. So then I'm like wondering if less people are watching television, what the effect is going to be with the closed captioning. I mean, they haven't like just stopped any live programming, at least not that I'm aware of. I'm sure Good Morning America is still on every day. I don't know. I don't even watch it, but it's kind of interesting to see because I know there's a lot of litigation that, these people who need those subtitles, those captions, that it's like required for these programs to have it. But I don't know. I was actually thinking about that. I don't know why I think about this kind of stuff. But anyway, let me know if you have any other video ideas. I'm trying to vlog every day in August. So it's called like Vita or Vlogust. So just let me know. And bye!